Begin the second half of our 1990 final in the No game with this 5-pointer. Which American flyer led the first bombing raid on Japan?
Wellington Rowett.
Tibbets.
In 1942, Watterson. James Harold Doolittle. Let's try this 20-pointer. Identify the founder of modern Turkey, who in 1920 wiped out the Treaty of Sèvres.
Watterson Marine.
Idi Amin.
Interesting concept. Wellington. Kemal Ataturk. Let's try this 15-pointer. Name the Muslim warrior and Sultan of Egypt of Kurdish descent who defeated the Crusaders and recaptured Jerusalem in 1187.
Wellington Rowett.
Suleiman.
In 1187.
Watterson Rose.
Saladin.
Saladin is correct in the Battle of Hattin. That is correct for 15 points. Nice job. Let's move to this 20-pointer now. Almost 40 years after the United Nations approved the accord, the United States became the 98th country to ratify which international agreement in 1988?
Wellington John.
The Geneva Convention.
Watterson. That's the Genocide Convention or Treaty. Let's try this 10-pointer now. Which constellation contains 5 second and third magnitude stars that form a straggling letter W?
Watterson Marine.
Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia is correct for 10. Here is a 20-pointer now. Look at your monitors again, please, students. At this rural scene, it's very typical of the work of a 19th century English artist. For 20 points, identify which one.
Watterson Frank.
Constable.
John Constable is correct for 20 points. All right, nice job. Let's move to this 5-pointer now. Name 3 of the 4 layers into which many scientists divide the atmosphere.
Wellington Davy.
Ionosphere, stratosphere, and atmosphere.
Watterson Chris.
The troposphere, stratosphere, exosphere.
That is correct for 5 points. All right. Here's a 10-pointer now. Give me the term for, quote, the representation of something or someone that is not in its correct historical setting.
Wellington Ajit.
Anachronism.
Anachronism. That is correct for 10. Let's wipe that out. Here is a 15-pointer now. 15-pointer. Identify the word for a book or other collection of selected writings by various...
Watterson Rose.
An anthology.
Anthology is correct for 15 points. Here now is a 10-pointer. Give me the term for the young neo-Nazis with shaven heads.
Watterson Marine.
Skinheads.
Skinheads correct for 10. Let us move now to this 10-pointer. 10-pointer. George Bush eats with his right hand.
Watterson Marine.
Some people are ambidextrous. That means that you would both be.
That may be. George also signs his name with his left. But how many previous U.S. presidents have been left-handed, Wellington?
Wellington Davy.
None.
Answer is 2. Here's a 15-pointer. This familiar theme is from a ballet. Listen, and for 15 points, tell me which composer wrote it.
Watterson Marine.
Tchaikovsky.
Tchaikovsky is correct for 15 points. Should be on Name That Tune. Here's a 5-pointer. Identify the only South American capital with the same name as a common variety of bean.
Watterson Marine.
Quito.
Ajit.
Lima.
Lima or Lima. That's good for 5. Here now is a 10-pointer. Identify the capitals of Uruguay and Paraguay.
Wellington Ajit.
Montevideo and Asuncion.
Montevideo and Asuncion, correct for 10. Here is a 20-pointer now. I need you to name the other 2 left-handed U.S. presidents. They were the 20th and the 38th president.
Watterson Chris.
The 38th president was...
Wellington. That's Garfield and Ford. Let's try this 15-pointer now. From which famous quarry did most of the white or blue-gray marble for Italian artworks come?
Watterson Frank.
Tuscany.
Wellington.
Wellington John.
Lucca.
It's called Carrara marble. Let's try this 10-pointer now. Which Iberian country's 16th century style of architecture is designated as Plateresque, a style?
Wellington John.
Portugal.
Style whose heavy...
Watterson Chris.
Spain.
Spain is correct for 10. All right. 15-pointer now. Look again at your monitors, please, at this scene of La Jolou entering the Parisian nightclub.
Waterson Rose.
Toulouse-Lautrec.
Henri Toulouse-Lautrec. That was the Moulin Rouge, of course. Good for 15 points. 10-pointer now. In which country did the Battle of Waterloo take place?
Waterson Marine.
Belgium.
Belgium is correct for 10. Here is another 10-pointer. Name both the victorious British commander and the French.
Wellington John.
Wellington and Napoleon.
That is correct for 10. Associated with Waterloo, of course. Let's move to this 20-pointer now. In which country did the Council of Trent, called by Pope Paul III?
Waterson Marine.
Belgium.
Did the Council of Trent meet between 1545 and 1563 to define Catholic beliefs and counteract Protestant teachings, Wellington?
Ajit.
France.
In Italy, let's move to this 10-pointer now. Which Ivy League university's well-known business school is named the Amos Tuck School of Business?
Wellington John.
Harvard.
Watterson.
Waterson Rose.
Princeton.
It is Dartmouth. Let's try this 10-pointer. Which Ivy League? Oh, we'll get to that 10-pointer. We're going to go to Big Bonus first. And the category this time around for Big Bonus is then and now. This question is worth 20 points. In the beginning, it was Ohio A&M, Ohio Agricultural and Mechanical College.
Wellington Davy.
Ohio State University.
It is the Ohio State University. That is correct for 20 points. Here now is a 30-pointer. It was the OSS, the Office of Strategic Services. What is it now?
Wellington John.
The CIA.
It is the CIA. That's good for 30. Here is a 40-pointer. 40-pointer. In the beginning, the acronym was JOBS, Job Opportunities in the Business Sector. What is it now?
Wellington Ajit.
The SBIR.
Watterson.
Marine.
Affirmative action.
That's the NAB, or the National Alliance of Businessmen. Let's move now to this 10-pointer. Which Ivy League university is known for its Wharton School of Business?
Wellington Rohit.
University of Pennsylvania.
That is correct for 10 points. Here's a 15-pointer now. Listen to this relatively recent song, and for 15 points, identify the work or name the artist who is singing this near classic.
Waterson Marine.
Chicago.
It tastes real good.
Wellington John.
Weird Al.
Actually, he's not singing this, but it is a Frank Zappa record, and that was Cheapness. Let's try this 15-pointer. Name the only president who died in office and was not elected in a year ending in 0.
Wellington Rohit.
Garfield.
Waterson Marine.
McKinley.
Zachary Taylor. Let's try this 5-pointer. Which president broke a record set by William Henry Harrison, Abraham Lincoln, James Garfield, William McKinley?
Waterson Chris.
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan is correct for 5 points. All right, students, less than 3 minutes to go in the game. All point values are now doubled. Good luck to both teams. This question becomes a 30-pointer. Identify the Indiana-born songwriter known for his Skylark, Lazy Bones, and Stardust.
Waterson Marine.
Jerome Kern.
Ajit.
Carmichael.
Hoagie Carmichael is correct for 30 points. Here now is a 20-pointer. 20-pointer. Which Canadian province is known by its abbreviation PEI?
Wellington Davy.
Prince Edward Island.
That is correct for 20. Here is another 20-pointer. Identify the capital of Prince Edward Island.
Waterson Marine.
Charlottetown.
Charlestown is correct for 20. Here is a 30-pointer. Identify the king of the ragtime composers.
Waterson Marine.
Scott Joplin.
Scott Joplin is correct for 30. Here is a 40-pointer. Which continent is the world's highest with an average elevation?
Waterson Chris.
Asia.
With an average elevation of 7,500 feet, Wellington.
Davy.
South America.
Antarctica. Here is a 10-pointer. You might need pencil and paper. A circle and an ellipse are drawn. What is the greatest number of points at which
Wellington John.
4.
they can intersect at 4 points? That's good for 10. Here is another 10-pointer. Might need pencil and paper for. Assuming that y represents a positive integer, arrange the fractions y over 2, y over 3, and y over 4 in
Wellington Ajit.
Y over 2, Y over 3, Y over 4.
increasing order of value.
Waterson Rose.
Y over 4,
3 and y over 2.
You got it. That's good for 10. Let's move to this 30-pointer now. 30-pointer. Besides a protein called globin, what chemical element does hemoglobin contain?
Wellington John.
Iron.
Iron is correct for 30 points. Here is another 30-pointer. Which chemical element? The lightest metal strong enough for use in construction.
Watterson Chris.
Aluminum.
Plays a vital role in the life processes of plants and animals and is found in 1 atom of chlorophyll, Wellington.
Wellington John.
Zinc.
Magnesium. Here is a 20-pointer. Which country controls Antarctica, a continent?
Watterson Maureen.
Denmark.
A continent that constitutes 1/10 of the world's land, Wellington.
Rowett.
Australia.
The answer is no one. Here is a 20-pointer. In which country were American forces in the Ardennes forest taken by surprise?
Wellington John.
France.
Taken by surprise by German forces on December 16th, 1944 at the Battle of the Bulge, Watterson.
Watterson Maureen.
Belgium.
Belgium is correct for 20 points. Here is a 30-pointer. Which Irish writer's only novel was The Vicar of Wakefield?
Watterson Maureen.
George Bernard Shaw.
Wellington.
Ajit.
James Joyce.
The answer is Oliver Goldsmith, and as our judge makes his final tabulation of the score, we'd like to let you know that the questions and answers used on this season of In the Know have been researched and prepared by Patrick's Press, Altman Productions, and the staff of In the Know. By the score of 390 to 355. Tonight's winners, the Wellington School over Bishop Watterson. We congratulate both teams on a game well played and announce the Wellington School as the 1990 In the Know champion. In the Know is a test of scholarship and quick recall. Both teams did a great job again this evening, as did all the teams during our In the Know season. We'd like to thank everybody who came down to our studios this year, thank the schools, the teachers, the students for making it all possible, and thank all of you for watching In the Know here on TV 34. Thanks again, everyone.
Next, Tony Brown Journals chronicles Black American involvement in the progress of Alaska. Next, here on TV 34.